Yeah, I did. What are you doing? Hey, welcome to the live. I can't see you, but someone is in here. I'm eating something I shouldn't be eating, junk food, but I love it. I'm eating Doritos this morning. Come on in, let's chat. So I hope y'all are having a good day or a good night, wherever you are. So I'm enjoying these Doritos. I love my snacks, but sometimes I try to stop eating them for a while and then I start back. My snack food, I call it junk food, and my water. Does anyone else like junk food, as I call it, besides me, like I do? I can eat it morning, noon, and night, but I need to do better. But this morning, it is so delicious. It's real cold here this morning, too. I went out and just went outside, went around back, and I came in so quick. Hey, Rochelle Jackson Brown, welcome to the live stream. How are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm sitting here eating these Doritos, and I want to stop eating so much junk food, and I stay off it so long, and then I start back on it. If it's not Doritos, it's sometimes it just maybe chips, but I haven't been eating a lot of chips lately. It's really been a while since I've eaten some Doritos. So how everything going for you so far? You having a pretty good day? I'm having a good day also. I'm just trying to stay in out of the cold. Yeah. Well, I guess it doesn't help any to complain, but sometimes we'll find ourselves saying, maybe saying a little things, some things that we shouldn't say, but complaining really doesn't help. I'm in uh I'm in Mississippi. Have you ever been to Mississippi before? Yep. But yes, it is really cold. But I have been staying in, but like I say, I went around back this morning. Hello, how are you, Trisha's Motivational Moment? Welcome to the live stream. I'm just sitting here talking about really just talking about me eating these Doritos. I try to stay off junk food. That's what I call it. But I decided to eat some this morning. My daughter didn't want them, so I grabbed the bag, and I'm glad to get it. Okay, that was your husband's hometown. Okay, okay, I'm glad you're doing good. But I was just, I really wasn't just talking on this, just talking really about eating, and I'm enjoying my snacks this morning. So is it anything that you all want to talk about? Just let me know. But I got a chance to go to I hope you don't mind when I call you Rochelle. I hope you don't mind that because you're not old to me. And I don't mean any harm by just calling you by your first name. I see your pictures, I see, and you're not old. And when I see people not old, I don't mean any harm, but you're not a lady to me. So sometimes if it's okay with you, I call you Rochelle. No disrespect or anything. And that goes for Trisha also because I see you in your live stream and you're not old. And I hope y'all don't think I'm disrespecting you. So far as I can see it, uh, okay, okay, okay. Well, okay. I don't want to make nobody feel like I'm disrespecting or anything like that. But when I look at you and I see your face is good and clear, oh no, these are not old ladies here, and I can see that. But anyway, we can just talk about whatever you all want to talk about, and it just like I say, it's just cold here, and I've been staying in lately. And so, as usual, I don't have a lot of people to come in my live stream because I never make schedule or set a day or a date. So when I think about something, I said this before, I just come in and just go live for a little while. That's the way I do. Okay, it's cold in Atlanta too. Okay. Well, to be honest, it's time for it. It's winter time. We've been having some warm weather here in Mississippi. But it's time for it because when that weather keep being so warm, sometimes it's like to me it's like storm weather or tornado. You be no, it'd be like tornado warnings here, and that's scary. And I can say it's scary. Back in 2005, even though I'm in Mississippi, my family and we're in Mississippi. And 2005, our home was destroyed by the winds from Hurricane Katrina. And that can be pretty scary when you see the weather is getting real, it's warm when it shouldn't be. Okay, well that's a good thing when they have to guess your age. That's good. That's a good thing. But when that weather gets so hot and it's winter time, that can be kind of, it's something to think about. But like I was saying, I know about the storm and some people about maybe it's over a week ago. I think some people lost their life. Um, it's not that far from where we live after a tornado. And I'm gonna make my point. A tornado is something. It can be real scary, but sometimes a tornado just can come up on you and you're not expecting it. Like I say, here in Mississippi, I know about the tornado. I know about the storm. We didn't see really the tornado, but what happened was in 2005, Hurricane Katrina destroyed our home. And the blessing part that I can tell about it is that we were all there at home at the time. And one of my children got up and came back to the back, and we could just hear something going on, and it was like the ceiling was cracking. And that was the storm had hit our home, and we didn't have time to panic. We didn't have time to do anything but get up. Everybody had went asleep. I think one of my children might have been up playing the game. And that's why I say about a storm, a tornado, it can be scary. But after all said and done, we was there when we was in it when our home was destroyed. But the Lord didn't let any of us get hurt. And when we walked away, because we was able to walk away, it happened so fast we were asleep. And one of my children was awake and came back there, and one was letting us know, wanted us to get out and get out. And finally, when I walked across the road, because my dad's house is right across from where I live now. And when we got across the road, we could just look back and see what the tornado had, what the winds from that storm from Hurricane Katrina had did. It destroyed our home. But the Lord took care of us. We didn't get harmed. He didn't let us get harmed, hurt in any kind of way. But that's why I say it can be scary. And the thing of it is, when you awake and you wake up into a storm, you don't really have time to panic at all. So I know God is good. He'll take care of you anywhere. But that's why when that weather gets so warm in this wintertime, that can be kind of scary, like. And it was like that maybe almost 2 weeks ago, 70 degrees or whatever in the wintertime. That's not the norm to me. Yeah, I understand. But see, wintertime and you having it's so hot, you got the season's going to change. And I understand that about that, about it's warm or whatever in Texas, but 70 degrees here. And then after that, then there comes the storm. So I know the Lord he's a way maker. He's a provider. He take care of us because he allowed us. Like I say, we didn't have time to panic. All we could do was just get up. My husband was trying to grab cover. So, cause we went and we lived across there over there with my dad because we're walking distance from his house, even though he's deceased now. But you can just talk and tell about the goodness of the Lord. So when people say about the storm, I know about the storm because we was right there in it. And all we could do was just be thankful, And our children, everybody was at home that time. At that time, they all, I think, was still in school. And my oldest daughter would just want us to come out, get out, get out. But we didn't have time to panic. So when we talk, we can tell and we know that the Lord can take care of you, even when there's a tornado. And a lot of people probably didn't know about it because it wasn't so much, as far as I know, it wasn't a lot of damage here around where we stay, but it actually happened. And I have a newspaper clip with that information in it with my husband picture in the paper. But God is good. And he can take care of you. A lot of times people might say, well, when the storm come, at first, you might get a warning, but we didn't get that warning. We were just there in it. All we could do was just get out, but it had already happened before we left out our home. So I know the Lord is good, but it's been really warm here. But today you can tell it's wintertime because when I went outside, I didn't slowpoke around. I got in and I got out and I got in. Yeah. Yep. It just, some things happen. Those storms come and sometimes it's happening and you don't have time to panic. That's the way it was for us. But like I say, 3 people lost their life. Wasn't that far from where we are. And so that I just can say about a storm, God is good. He'll take care of you. But had we known that storm was going to hit our home, we wouldn't have been laying up there asleep either. I think everybody was asleep, I believe, except one of my children. And then when I got up and I could just hear the noise, it's like the ceiling was cracking. But what it was, those strong winds were pulling up the ceiling fan through the ceiling. Yes, God is good. But I just may as well enjoy this cold weather. Because I know I'll be at home. So when you be at home, I try not to go out if I don't have to. And if I have to, I know how I need to dress. I already know that because I went out and like I said, I was back in so quick this morning. So it's all about God he's a provider. He's a friend. He take care of us. He's a healer. I mean, we could talk all day about that. We know it. That's why I don't mind giving God praise, because we can't do anything without him. He take care of us. He take care of us. He blessed us to have the food that we want to eat. And even though sometimes I eat too much, but God is good. So, but that's just how it is. It's just been some cold weather. To me, it just really been too warm here for it to be winter time. That's what I'm saying. So all we got to do, we got to put our trust in God. But like I say, had we known, we wouldn't have been laying there asleep either. So what do y'all intend? Do y'all intend to plant some flowers for the spring? Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the way it is with me. I just eat a lot, but I don't gain a lot of weight. But I think I've gained some, maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 pounds over the holidays, because I love dessert. And I made so many, I did a lot of desserts. I cooked more for Thanksgiving than I did Christmas. And I ate so much cake. I baked a coconut cake. That's one of my favorite cakes. And I almost ate the whole cake myself. Then I did a coconut pie, and I almost finished that myself. And then, but I didn't make a cheesecake. That's my favorite. But if I had made the cheesecake, I probably would have ate just about the whole cake myself. And then that's the way I do. I always eat too much sweet, because sometimes I get up, if I got something sweet in there and I like it, I go in there and I eat a slice of cake before I eat breakfast. But I'm just trying, yeah, cheesecake. I did a video making a cheesecake. But when I get my other laptop, I'm going to start back to doing cooking videos. What I did, I had my daughter take this laptop to this person, and he worked on it. But I can't move it. That's why when I do my lives, I'm pretty much in the same area, because if I move it, it's going to go out because of the charger. It's not, some kind of way, it's just not fixed the way it's supposed to be. So that's why I stay in the same area when I do lives and if I do a singing video. But I'm going to get me, if the Lord will, let me say it that way, I'm going to get me a laptop, and then I'm going to start going in the kitchen and doing different cooking videos. Yeah, it was pretty good cake. And then to me, cheesecake is not real sweet. And then I made my I do everything I bake from scratch. I did the crust from scratch also. But give me a slice of cheesecake, and I'm talking about a big slice, and me a bottle of water, and I'm satisfied then. But now, don't get me wrong. When I eat too much sweet, if you eat too much sweet, you probably don't eat as much as I do. It'll make you feel bad eventually. So it's good, but it's not good for us to eat too much of it. I think it gives like acid reflux. Sometimes you can eat so much anything, it'll make you feel bad. But I'm just going to be honest. I take that chance. Sometimes I eat so much, and then maybe 2 or 3 days later, then I'm not feeling the best. But then I know what it is. Too much sweet. That's the way my dad was when we would bake cakes, my sister and then I would send so much food over there. And then she would send so much food over there. And then I baked so many different cakes, and then he gonna eat so much of my cake, and then he would eat so much of my sister's cake. And then when we know anything, then we go over there and see him. He wouldn't even be, his eyes would even look different. I think he had eaten too much sweets, but I guess I take that from him. Give me some cake and put it on a plate and give me some water, and I am so satisfied. So that's the way it is. It just, we love what we love. That doesn't mean it's always good for us. And then ice cream too. I love ice cream. I mean, I fix me an ice cream cone, and I eat so much of it. But I just love it. Sweets, I just like it. But now what I've noticed for me, when I eat sweets, To me, the salt is just as much as, to me, salt would make you be just as bloated as if you've eaten a lot of sweets. So I love my sweets. Yeah, it does. It does. I'm gonna be honest. Too much sugar makes you feel bad. Okay. Well, I get butter pecan ice cream too. It's good. I usually buy the Bluebell. How big are my what? I guess I have to get you out of here. Are you a troll? I think I have a troll in here. Y'all, I got a troll in here. But anyway, yeah, sweets, they're good, but they're not necessarily good for us too much of it. I'm looking at all these bad comments this troll is putting in here. And I'm trying to okay, so okay, y'all, what do I need to do to get rid of this troll out of here? Because only thing I'm doing is removing the comments. Can y'all tell me or do you know? But yeah, the sweets, they good. But yeah, that butter pecan is really good. Okay, 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 okay. Well, what do I have to do to block them? But if I keep doing lives, I'm gonna have to get me some moderators. Okay. Well, see, I don't know where to go because it's showing anonymous. So anyway, yeah, like I say about the pecan ice cream is butter pecan is really good to me. Only thing about butter pecan, now if I eat some butter pecan, I don't put it in an ice cream cone. Okay. Okay. Well, I have to seek it out because this is what it shows. It is does it mean that's the name that he or she is going by? It shows anonymous. So I'm thinking that that's gonna be hard for me to find that person. But yeah, ice cream is really good. Okay. All right. Thank you. But yeah, we can eat too much of anything and it makes us feel bad. But anyway, ice cream, cheesecake. But now the way my dad would do, he would eat his food he just would eat so much of it together. And like some people eat ice cream and cake together, I don't eat like that. I don't eat like that. It's either the ice cream or the cake. It's one at a time. Not both not both combining them. I don't eat like that. Okay, just go to their channel, to their name in the chat and hide them from your channel. Okay. Well, I'm learning because the only thing I did, I think, was at first clicked on remove, and then I did hide. I think I did that too. Well, y'all, let's keep on chatting because I know people are kind of mean, they're kind of rude, but that's okay. We're not gonna stop that from us talking about our desserts, chatting about desserts or whatever. And then I do the pound cakes. I do them for my son and my husband because my son doesn't like all that frosting on the cake. But then I don't really care a lot for a lot of frosting either. It just all depends because when I'm baking, my children, they have my oldest daughter, she liked the red velvet cake. And then my youngest daughter, she liked the cake with the vanilla frosting and the strawberries on top. So see, either one of those are not my kind of cakes. Well, yeah, I understand that. I understand that's a troll, but I mean it. One thing about it, I know I'm learning as I go along. But when people call you in names or whatever, you know you're not that. It shouldn't bother you too much. I mean, I know about the trolls, but what I'm saying, whatever a person put in this comment and decide he or she wants to be mean, I'm gonna learn how to block and do. But that's not yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I understand it. But then I did remove and then I finally clicked hide. But we're just gonna keep on in the chat because it doesn't. I mean, people gonna be that way. That's what they call trolls. I understand that, but I know I'm not. That's not if even if a person would say I decide they want to call me out of my name, I know that's not my name. And I mean, I realize people gonna come into the live stream and people gonna be trolls or kind of. I would say, I guess, trying to be troublemakers. So, like I say, I'm learning as I go along. But yeah, the dessert and everything is good to me. And then this junk food, I love it. So I'm gonna eat these Doritos. Like I said, 'cause my daughter didn't want them, so she did. That was nice. If she don't want them, I finish. I might not eat them all today, but I'm gonna enjoy them. So I think I was about to ask about are you all planting a lot of flowers for the spring? Oh, that'd be my son when I be doing those dander videos, dander scratching videos. He's my son. I didn't know you didn't know I had a son. He's the youngest. Yeah, everything when you see the people in my videos or on my videos, that's my family. Hmm. Yep. So when he's on there and you see me scratching this young man dandruff, it's just family. Yeah. Well, I have two daughters and a son. Hey, Sharon Young. How are you? This is my sister, y'all, Sharon Young. Um, Rochelle and Trisha is in the live. So y'all get acquainted. No, that's my son. But anyway, it's my sister here now, Sharon. I don't know if did she just come in and speak? Did she leave right out? But she's the one that loved to joke. She's the one gonna joke in the family. And my oldest sister, she's gonna talk a lot. So we all one going to I guess I talk much more than my youngest sister, but my oldest sister, she's really gonna do it. She talks the most. But anyway, I think I was gonna ask about the flowers. Are y'all gonna plant flowers this year? Set out flowers for spring? I always want a pretty yard, and most of the time I don't get it. For some reason, I like flowers, but most of the time I don't ever get my yard like I want it. But yeah, you probably thought that was my husband. My son look a lot like his dad, but no, that's my son on those dander scratching videos. This is the one that I'm talking about that like to joke. She's gonna joke, and I'm gonna sit there and she be joking, and I'm gonna sit there and laugh at her like we're not sisters. Yeah, that's the youngest sister. But when I get the flowers, I like evergreen. Once you get those evergreen, you don't supposed to have to keep replanting those. But now out of my children, my son is the quietest. He doesn't talk as much as his sisters. And especially my oldest daughter. All you got to do is say, hey. When you say, hey, that's it. She got a conversation for you. So are you all planning to cook a big dinner today? I usually do grocery shopping on Wednesday. So do y'all do a lot of baking too? I am not the only one that do a lot of baking. Oh, I don't know, Sharon. What you mean? What are you cooking today? Yo, you're not you. I hope you cook today. I hope you cook today. I'm sitting here enjoying these Doritos. If you cook, I don't have to do that but sit back and eat my snack and wait till the food get ready. Oh, okay. Okay, so Trisha, you do a lot of baking too? That's good. And my folk act like I'm super mom. They sit there during the holidays and they be just talking and talking. I be just working in the kitchen. And most of the time they just gonna sit and they gonna be laughing and talking. Now it's a lot of work in baking if you bake from scratch. Oh yeah, Cheryl. Oh yeah. Oh, you're not gonna cook today, Cheryl? Well, okay. But it's good when you can bake for yourself because to be honest, baking can be if you get somebody else to do your baking for you, it all depends on what you want. It can get expensive. Oh yeah, but see that children different. They just everybody's different. Okay, well if you're not gonna cook, you're just not gonna cook. Well, yeah, all children different. Like I said, my oldest daughter, like I say, all you got to do is say, hey, if she just needs somebody to say 2 or 3 words to her, she's ready. And my youngest daughter, she doesn't talk as much as the oldest one. But my son, he's the quietest. Hey, world travel, South Africa, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. I hope everything is well with you. Thanks for coming in. Sharon, world travel, South Africa. Sharon, are you still in here? I think world travel is greeting you, I believe. Okay, yeah, well, I like bacon also too. See, sometimes people get me to bake their desserts. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. How are you? I hope you're having a good day so far. I was in your live stream, Tracy, but you were driving. You were headed to pick up something, I think. But yeah, I used to bake. I bake for people. They usually, sometimes for holidays, I tell you how I began to get my orders for baking. I have a Facebook. I be on Facebook also. And the people, I have so many pictures of cakes and pies that I have on there. And the way the people do, they look and see what I bake, and then they inbox me, and I get a lot of orders sometimes. I used to get orders from people just looking at my pictures on Facebook for my desserts, and then they inbox me, and then that's the way I get orders. Okay, you babysitting? Well, you're doing a good thing then. Babysitting is a good thing, but you got to have patience. I used to babysit, but I don't have any babies here right now. Believe me, babies keep you going. Okay. World travel, Africa, Trisha. I guess letting you know that already she has already visited you. Oh, your grandson? Okay. You got him spoiled too. Well, I don't have any grandkids yet. But if I did, they probably would be so spoiled. I love babies, but I've kept so many kids, but right now I don't have any. Yeah, I make let me say this. I do mine look different from other people. I kind of have my own style of how I bake and how I decorate, how I do my cakes. But yeah, I do birthday cakes. That's just like for I think Thanksgiving. I got orders to people on my Facebook friends. They ordered from me, and I did orders, just getting them from the people ordering from Facebook. They inbox me and they look at the pictures of my cake and then they get me to do their baking. Okay. I'm looking at y'all comments now. I'm trying to get back with everybody. Well, yeah, I guess probably most grandparents had a grandkids spoiled. If I had a, mine would be spoiled too. I'm at Rochelle's now. Your son don't care about. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's all right too. Yeah, but people different. Yes, it is, Sharon. It's good to have supportive family. But I think that's a good thing, if people like you well enough to get you to bake for them, that's pretty good. But baking can be expensive. When you're baking, if you're baking from scratch, it takes so much time to bake from scratch. I do the old desserts. A lot of desserts, what I do, like the butter rolls, I do those. If the people want them, I do the tea cakes. Grandkids, I believe they are a blessing. Only thing I can tell you about kids right now is that I babysit. I used to babysit. I don't have any here now. And believe me, when you're keeping kids, you're going to have to get up. You're going to have to be on it because kids are going to be kids. And I know about that. Okay, Trace, you like bacon too. That's good. Well, then I guess it all depends. Some people don't eat a lot of sweets and all that, but I love it. But with babies, you're gonna have to get up. You can't sit around because kids not gonna let you. You're gonna have to get up because when a baby start crawling or start walking, you gotta get up. You gotta watch that child to make sure he or she doesn't pull anything down on himself, all that kind of stuff. I babysit a lot. And even kids would even stay here overnight with us. So if you're not a patient person, I wouldn't advise anybody to talk about they want to be a babysitter. I wouldn't I wouldn't advise that at all. Because it's gonna be some days when kids come in and they are not gonna be feeling the best, and you gotta be patient with them. You gotta sit there, you gotta hold them, you gotta try to just and then some kids just come in some days, they just want attention. Let me see what wrote. Okay, just that just mean I am not buying anything for you to do YouTube. He think I didn't understand what point he was making. My oldest thinks he's my dad. The oldest think he's your dad, huh? Well, he just being protective of you. He just being probably overprotective. That's good. Yeah, children just different. Everybody gonna have their little say. And all that just the way it is when you have children. It's gonna be one gonna say this, and then it's gonna be another one say that. You know, because mine they like to joke also, and they're joking. Sometimes their brother used to get mad at my oldest daughter because she would be joking. So sometimes he would get so upset about what she say. But finally now, it's just like he don't pay her any attention when she be joking now. They joke so much. Sometimes they'll say my youngest daughter, she loves to joke too. Sometimes she make different comments and I have her to say it again so I can laugh. But then I'm just a laugher. I usually laugh a lot. Yeah. Well, he's probably not ready for grandchildren yet. He need to be working on some grandchildren instead of being instead of in your business. He gonna be in your business, son. He gonna make that his business for the time being to be in yours. Yeah, he gonna be in your business some. He'll probably eventually uh, bless you with some grandchildren, but right now he enjoy being staying in your business, maybe. Yeah, I mean, kids are a blessing. But I guess to be honest, to tell you the truth, if you're not ready, I just would advise anybody: if you're not ready for kids, don't start a family. Because with children, you can't. There's gonna be times you want to do certain things, and you can't. Sometimes you might not be able to do it. I just say, for instance, if you have a child, and that child is kind of be sick, you just can't get up and go. Just say, I got to be gone, even though this child is not feeling the best. Uh, to me, a good mother would sacrifice and say, now I just can't do this because I got to stay at home with my baby. And children, you gotta have patience with them. And you gotta, to me, I'm old school. And the reason why I say I'm old school, I would be at home with my children. And when I would be at home when they get on the bus, and I was at home when they got off the bus. And where I live, the bus doesn't come all the way down in this area because it's a dead end. And I walked my children to the road to get on that bus, even when they were in high school. And I would see them get on that bus. Oh, you wish you wasn't on disability? Why you wish you wasn't on YouTube? You don't want to be on YouTube. You meet some nice people on YouTube. Well, that's nice. No, I mean that makes you like what you're doing. You like that. And I think a child or children support your parent as long as they're doing something that makes sense. I can understand a child saying, "What I wouldn't do that," because even though we're parents, I don't think we get to the point where we shouldn't listen to our children. But you doing something, I would say is good, and I don't think a child is going to tell a parent that. No, that's you doing a good thing because one thing about it, we can never pray too much. And I know you pray, you do your live, and then still you do your live stream. We can never pray too much, and somebody needs to hear and need to see other people praying, you know. And so that I just consider that a good thing. Just say, for instance, what you do. Sometimes when you do good things, sometimes your channel might not grow as fast as you want it to, but still, long as you're doing what pleases the Lord, that what matters to me. You know, everybody wants growth, I would think, but as long as you pleasing the Lord, that's a good thing. And I don't believe your son will try to tell you that's not right. You know that's a good thing. I believe in prayer. I believe in praying. It's a time for all things. But see, somebody need to hear somebody else pray because it's so much going on in the world that we need to hear more than just negativity. We need to hear how good the Lord is. And then we need to just talk about him and not just talk about him. We have to show others because, sometimes we can talk about the Lord, but we need to let it be seen on us. And when you do your channel, because a lot of people, I'm not trying to say anything wrong, but a lot of people, they, might be ashamed for people to know they pray. And prayer, we all need prayer. It doesn't matter what people think. Okay, you love YouTube, Tracy. Okay, yeah, it's a good thing. It's good. I mean, you can make. Let me say this, and I hope I'm not saying the wrong way. You can make anything good, or you can make it bad. You like what you're doing, long as it please the Lord, you can't go wrong. So praying, that's a good thing. Just like Trisha in her live, she's talk about it. It's mostly about Christianity. You cannot go wrong doing the right thing. You can't do it. You just cannot do it. So sometimes you have to stand firm and just keep going. You doing what the Lord wants you to do. You don't let nobody else discourage you. You don't get discouraged yourself. Now, even though just like I love singing, I sing about the Lord. Sometimes when you talk about the Lord, sometimes you it just sometimes the crowd might not be with you right then, but you know what you're doing. You know you're doing the right thing. When you pleasing God, a lot of time we do things we want everybody to. Let me say it this way: we want everybody to like us. But the most important thing we can do is to please God. And believe it or not, eventually, that's right. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Because really, if you get discouraged, you kind of fall back or you kind of lose your faith. That's just like me. I love singing gospel songs. I'm not gonna stop singing because uh things might look, oh, this is not going fast enough for me. This is I'm not getting enough views right now. I'm gonna always sing about the Lord. That's just the way I am. So when you do things to please God, you're gonna be all right. He don't want us to be ashamed to own him. And it doesn't mean that you're ashamed to own him because you don't talk about him all the time. It doesn't mean that. But somebody out there need to hear you talk about it. And then, believe it or not, when people see us and we are light, sometimes they rub off on them. We can be a light. And I'm not just saying just talking about it. When you let me say that y'all know I'm country. I'm just real in what I say. When people see how you conduct yourself, that don't mean you're not gonna trip up. Somebody gonna wanna be like you when you're doing the right thing. It's either we can be a light to people. If you're a Christian, you don't have to tell people you're a Christian. They're gonna know it. See, they gonna know it. Yeah, more positive and the Lord. You're right, Trace. You're so right. So we don't have to we just have to. I use a word in you're real in what you're doing. People gonna know it. They know it because it just certain things people can just pick up on. And you don't have to just walk around with a t-shirt on. I am a Christian. People gonna know it. You don't have to all the time have to just pin a rose on yourself. People know it. And sometimes when you live for the Lord, that don't mean we're not gonna trip up and fall. But when you live for the Lord, sometimes it kind of like be almost like you out there by yourself sometimes. Because sometimes the crowd not gonna always be there for you. But you keep doing what pleases the Lord, because the Lord gonna take care of his own. He will take care of his own. I know that. And I'm sure you all know it too. You keep trusting him and do our best to live for him, to please him. And you just can't go wrong. You just can't do it. Only way we go wrong is that we just kind of give in or throw in the towel. And I don't have any intention of throwing in the towel. That's right. You talk his goodness and how merciful and his greatness. You're right. So it just you can't go wrong praying. I mean, your video, you pray, you're gonna have prayer, you're gonna be this Christian lady in your live stream. I mean, people just eventually they gonna get with it. I mean, if you're real in what you're doing, uh somebody gonna see it. As my dad used to say, you can draw. And what he meant, I guess you would, when my children used to go outside sometime, and sometimes when kids live, kids get outside and they do all this and they do that. They're trying to get more kids to come down then. But how you really draw people, as my dad used to say, just be real in what you're doing. And that doesn't mean everybody gonna get with you, but what you do it for the Lord, and he gonna take care of you, and he gonna bless you. So yes, that praying, videos, your live stream, Tracy, you can be just as good as you want to be. You probably such a good grandmama, you probably got that baby spoiled. Like I said, if I had grandbabies, I'd probably have them spoiled too. So don't never think, you just don't stop doing what's right to satisfy people. You know, you just got to keep doing God's work. You know, if it's for you to be an encourager, make sure we be a good encourager. Everybody have something that they can do. Yeah, where your source come from. Yeah. So that's the way I think about it. Now I always I talk about the Lord to my children. I tell them when they be talking, I say pray. Because a lot of time people want to get out there and you just like you don't need to talk to the Lord about anything. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You need to talk about them before you get in your car. You need to talk about them when you get out of your car. I just tell them, I said pray. Because a lot of time things don't go our way. But if we just keep praying, we pray to him. And the Lord knows what best for us. We don't know, but he knows. So no, I will always say be an encourager. Be a person that you keep praying for people. You keep showing your Christianity videos, your live streams. And believe me, it's people out there that really want to hear that. And believe it or not, it is people out there. Yes, God will take care of you. And it's people out there want to look and find those kind of live streams and videos. So you're doing it, just you're doing good. Really. I'm just being honest. And then sometimes when you do good, you're gonna have to encourage yourself sometimes. You just don't stop doing what you know right, because you don't stop. You don't never stop. People need encouraging every day. You don't know. Sometimes that's just like in the live stream. Sometimes you don't know. Everybody doesn't enter the live stream. But it doesn't mean that he or she is not listening to you, because when you enter, sometimes people just might not want anybody to ask them a question, or might not want to type the name in. Some people just that quiet. But what you're saying, people are listening. And you never know who feel down today. You don't never know who feels down the next day listening to you. And you encouraging that person. You might not know it, but that person knows it. So, it's just doing God's work. When you do his work, you can't go wrong as long as you stay in the will of God. That's true. Yeah. Well, now, yeah, it's a song. What you tell God, he won't tell nobody else, you know. And then we know that. But it's good to tell people what the Lord has done for you. It's good to be able to tell them. That's your testimony. And then sometimes we need to let people know that. Let them know. Tell them your testimony. It's good because people need to know that I say, for instance, sometimes I feel like people will open up about what the Lord do for them, or sometimes it's a way you have to conduct yourself and talk to people. Sometimes people gonna listen to your testimony. That's a good thing. But here's the thing, got so much we need to do. For instance, we don't supposed to get so big-headed and so saved where we act like we've been saved all our days. We know we haven't. So when we talk to people, let them know how to become a Christian. Okay. How to become a Christian. And it's not that you being rude or anything, but it's all right to let people know if the Lord did it for me, he'll do it for you. See, that's the thing. Testify. But when we testify, let people know it's all right. We haven't always been saved. And that's how sometimes people can sit down and listen to you when you tell them, uh, we all have did wrong. Because sometimes people so judgmental, people can come and talk to them, and the first thing they might want to carry them down. We're not supposed to do that. We suppose God did us like that. Where would we be? So yes, talk about it. People need to know. Yeah, that's wrong. It's wrong. Don't try to maybe just because we're saved now, we don't have that right to go out and say, well, you ain't about nothing. You said that. How do you think you get people to come to Christ always trying to carry them down? That's not Christ-like. That is not how you get people to want to come. Just say, for instance, going to church. It's a way if we want people to come to church, first of all, when the people see us out there, and if we get out there and we sow this and we sow that, we so saved, but you don't want to speak to anybody, people sometimes they gonna say, no, if that's the way they act, I don't want to go to that church. Now that's the way people are. But if you get out there and you got to show love now, love, yes, we're saved. But when you get out there and I say no spread so people can't talk to you, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. As long as people are doing things in a respectable manner and coming to you and not overdoing it, we don't supposed to get out and try to make others feel bad. We don't supposed to do that. Yeah. No, that's right. That's why, when you tell them that, if you tell them you hadn't always been saved, people want to listen to you when you talk to them. But if a person always carrying other people down, where such a one them, they this, that, and other, you don't draw people like that. Anything you push them away farther. You don't draw people like that. So you gotta have time to listen to people. Sometimes folks just need somebody just to talk to them and tell them. No, we don't supposed to do that. We are not supposed to, just because we are Christians now, we are not supposed to try to make others feel bad. You can't draw people being harsh. You can't draw people being rude. You just can't do it. Because I would be that way. I'm like this. If I go, this just the way I am. If I go and visit people and I visit them and I don't feel welcome, I'm like this. Okay, no, I'm not coming back anytime soon now. That's the way I am. So if you want people to listen to you, you got to be able to talk to them in a way where they can say, well, yeah, I understand. You just can't short talk people because we may feel like, oh, we still learning too. All of us are still learning. And that's how you get a chance to sometimes maybe people might say, well, I go to church with her. I go to church with him. When they out, they know how to treat people. When they're out, they love people. No, we don't know people's story. But when people, they got to see love on you. They got to see love on you, and not just talking love. A lot of times people talk love, and then you got to show it, because love is an action thing. And then people going to know, say, now I believe this person, I believe he or she is nice. I believe they love one another. Because see, when you have love, when we love one another, it shows. And then when we don't, it shows. Love is something that you can't hide. Well, yeah, because you sense, when you're welcome. And then you know when you're welcome, and then you might go there and stay there for a while, but then if you don't feel welcome, you're not going back anytime soon. That's the way I am. But we must be able to let these people, if they want to come and talk and say, like some people might say, well, I used to be this way. Don't don't try to make them feel bad. Don't try to make them feel bad, because that's not right. That is not right at all. We supposed to be, when people come to talk to us, sometimes you don't even have to mention the Lord. You don't have to mention. Sometimes it's just the way how you treat people, how you conduct yourself, and they'll be able to say, they might say, well, I see she's a patient person. I want to be like that person. I mean, I don't want to be just always trying to carry somebody down and all that kind of stuff. That is not the way. That is not the way. I think sometimes more people would go to church, but we're going to have to learn to treat one another. See, I don't have that room to try to make somebody else feel bad. Well, some people might say, well, I just told them to sit at the back. And you don't make difference in people like that. Treat everybody right. And then I use the word, you won't miss your mark. No, that's not right to tear people down. That's right. That's right. We are not supposed to try to make one another feel bad. Really, we're supposed to encourage one another. And I tell you, in Christianity, if you see something a person is doing wrong, I don't think you should get on the phone and try to call half of the people in town and tell them about it. If that's somebody you know and you can talk to that person, go to that person. And I'm not saying go to that person in a crowd. That's not the way to handle it. You go to that person and you let that person know. And then there's a way you're going to have to talk to people. You go to that person if you can. Because if you don't go to people in the right manner, a soft answer turns away wrath. Then when we don't go to that person and know how to talk to that person, first thing what you think gonna happen? The person gonna go off on you, because we can't get so saved to where we think we can just tell people off and talk to them any kind of way. That's not right. And they're gonna show you it's not right. They're gonna show you. So when you go to a person and you love this person enough, you can't talk to everybody. But when you go to that person, you talk to that person and say, let me tell you, if that's, especially if there's somebody or supposed to be a friend, you might can say to the person, he or she, I don't think that was true the way you did that. But now don't go in there telling that person off and talking all down in your throat and all that kind of stuff. You fixing to be the one get told off. Now that's what's gonna happen. You know why? Because a soft answer. See, when you treat people like if you know how to treat people, they will respect you. Sometimes they may look all hard and mad, but they appreciate you for telling them in a nice way. Nobody wants to be mistreated. And then nobody, if you can, you don't supposed to call a person out like that. You try to get that person to, get to that person and try to say, let me talk to you for a moment. You don't get up in the front of a crowd of people and embarrass people trying to make them feel bad. That's not right. So everybody, we have something to do. And only thing you can do is try to treat people right. Because now I'm going to be honest, tell you true, everybody's not going to talk about the Lord. Everybody is not going to read the Bible sometime. And then if you read, and we know we're going to make some errors. We already know that. But sometimes if people look and say, I believe she's lived the life, he or she lived the life that they're talking about. Because now, believe it or not, people always watching you. Never think that. Sometimes we can go places and somebody might say, well, I saw you there. Well, I might say, well, I didn't see you. But that person saw me. People watch you and then especially when you get up and say you saved, people always, you're going to be watched close and you're going to be watched hard then, because people want to see, are you really from who you say you are? See, because so many times we can go to church, we can talk church, And then what about if we don't love nobody? Okay, people see all that. They see it all. And so as we do things, we got to do it. And I try to be sincere in what we do. It's not about just being seen. It's not about just talking it. Because a lot of time people, good company, it's good to be in good company. So I would rather be with people that I believe that's going to be good for me to be with. So everybody have their work to do. It's just not about just front. It's just not about that. But we must realize we got to be patient with people. We hadn't always been saved. And just think now, I'm going to tell the truth. As saved as we are, we going to get wrong sometime. We going to get wrong sometime. So when these folks look and say, well, Deborah, I didn't know you'd raise saying like that. Yes, ma'am, I will. Sometimes I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. But my goal is to know how to treat my fellow man. That's my goal. My goal is to love everybody. And you got to come to where you try to be it. Let that be a lifestyle. And I'm not just saying on Sunday. We need to love each other every day, not just on Sunday. So that's just the way it is. We got what we need to do is just be the light to the people that hadn't made it there yet. Because we still, like I said, I'm still learning. Yeah. So we learning. So we should have the door open for people that let us not time somebody do something. Let us not pick up our phone and want to call everybody in town and gossip about it. It just don't make sense to me. Yeah, we're gonna get back up. The Lord already know we can't fool him. We can't fool him. Sometimes we want to do things and we fall short. And just like we want to be, I try my best to be a humble person. Because I just really believe that you be humble, the Lord can use you. Sometimes he blesses us. The more he blesses us, this is the way I talk about it. The more he blesses us, the more humble we should get. Just because we are getting blessed, we don't have no right to start to down on people. We don't have that right to try to look down on one another because, he blessed us with this. Why can't we act better? The more he blesses us, we should want to act better. Not get as they say, the big head and want to start carrying one another down. That's just so bad to me. Humble is the way. Sometimes you be humble. Humble is, it doesn't have to be a big deal. Sometimes people can might just say, I got you some water. Okay, that person thought enough to buy you some water. You mean to tell me you can't tell that person thank you just because it's water? Thank you. To me, thankful is being humble. Saying thank you. Show appreciation. That's being humble. So it doesn't mean people have to do big things, but we just got so much to do until really don't nobody have in a room to try to carry nobody down. But even though I know people gonna do it, but we don't have room for that. We don't have the room. I realize we make room, but we don't have the room for that. We just don't. So when we see others do something and they fall short, why would we sit up and laugh about it? Why do we find these things funny? Oh, it's just not right. But I know everybody, and then I realize everybody don't want things to be right. I know that. But we put our trust in God and keep doing what we do for him, you're going to be blessed for it. So everybody have something to do. Everybody. That's why there's really no room for jealousy. People don't have to look and say, look at what she's doing over there. Look at what he's doing over there. I don't worry about what other people do. You use what you got. Be thankful for what the Lord bless you with. He bless you. If you're a good speaker, you get on up there and speak and talk about the Lord. I know that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. If you're a good baker, you bake your desserts. I don't have a reason to say, well, now look, she can bake some pretty cakes. Why would I sit up and be mad? I mean, that's not right. We do what we supposed to do. And I just really believe everything you do for the Lord, it's my belief, it's going to turn out all right. It's going to be all right. Sometimes we do things we don't supposed to be doing. Now, that's just the way it is. We should love on one another. You cannot go wrong on loving one another. We can't do it. We can't go wrong for doing the right thing. So everybody have gifts, talents. Everybody should just love on one another and try to treat one another right, and don't try to belittle one another. Just because this man might not go to church but maybe twice in a year, I don't have no right to look at him and talk about him, because if you keep being a light, he can see it on you. He can see it on me, you know. But if we're gonna be so this, that, and the other, we're gonna be carrying one another down. You can't draw people like that. You can't do it. It's hard. It is really hard to try to draw people when you don't know how to treat folk, and especially when you don't know how to talk to people. That's not right. So I know prayer changes things. But when you go to the people that don't go to church, or maybe you feel like that person is not a Christian, you just keep being nice to people. Because like I said, somebody's always watching you. So really, to be honest, tell you the truth, it's good to have a Bible. If you carry your Bible on your arm everywhere you go and people don't see love on you, I'm just going to be honest and tell you the truth. They ain't studiers. They not. I don't care if I got a Bible, and every time I get out and go in the store and got a Bible and don't want to speak to nobody, people they ain't studiers. See, because you got to, if we are not Christian, people say about the church, and yeah, we go to that building on Sunday. But now, the church is a group of believers. When you go, you're supposed to carry the church with you. And people expect that out of you. See, they expect that out of you when they see you on Monday. Not just on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Because somebody is saying, I just believe this person is off what she's talking about. But if they see us on Sunday, and we so loving and sweet, but what about Monday and Tuesday got to come too now? Those days got people watch you every day, especially when you say you this. So if we say we this, we need to make sure we are. We need to make sure. And we don't need to be carrying others down. Let these folks come on in and let them come to Jesus, because we have not always been saved. Be kind to people and have that love on you, and they gonna see something on you. Because one thing about it, love stands out by itself. Love is just an action thing. Love just kind of shines on you like a light. Because I can say, when I was keeping kids, and I would be just talking at the children, and I'd have my voice sound so tough sometimes, the kids look at me and smile. And I tell you why they would look at me and smile, because they knew in the tone of voice I used with them. I wasn't mean. I don't care what you say, your tone of voice. Right. That's right. We all sin. So when you are talking, people can kind of pick up on that. Folks might not want, I may be talking too much in this live stream, but it's just where I think about it. Sometimes we can give off a vibe, and people can say, no, I don't think I want to talk to her. People pick up on vibes. People can pick up on sincerity, because to be honest, tell you the truth, you can hear sincerity in people's voices. And then I like I say, I laugh. I'm a laugher. Sometimes people can look at you and pick up on a vibe. They can pick up on sincerity. Sometimes people might tell you, I don't know whether y'all ever been through this before. People might tell you, I'm so sorry. And you sit there and you listen. You know that person not sorry. You know that person is not sorry. You know why? Because you can hear it in the voice. Sometimes I'm like this. I can get tickled. I don't care. I can have the biggest towel across my mouth. People can look at my eyes and see laughter in it. They can see it. It's just so much we can tell about ourselves. Because like now, I see laughter in my eyes. And other people see it too. So when we walk around here and tell people, girl, I'm so sorry. People know that's not sincere. They sense it. They hear it. So a lot of times people might say you might fool man. Sometimes you ain't fooling man. Now we know we ain't fooling God now. And we ain't fooling some people. And believe me, it's some wise people out there. So whatever we do for the Lord, we need to be real in it. Because people are so wise now, some folk gonna say, no, I can't even go for that. Yes, we do. We do. Yes, we do. Because sometimes we sin, and when we say, well, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, even though you didn't intend to not call that person. Still, when we don't do what we say when we can, that's still like not telling the truth. Then we need to repent about that. So it's yeah, we sin. But here's the thing, we don't get in practice of it. You know, you can tell a person, well, I'm gonna do this today. And then when that day comes, the person might say, well, I hadn't heard anything from her yet. Well, it's not that you didn't intend to not keep your word, it's just something else came up. But we got our work. We really got our work to do. All of us. For the saved, we got our work to do. And for the unsaved, they got their work to do, but they got to be able to accept the Lord Jesus as their person. They got to accept him. And until we better treat the people right. We better treat them right too. That's the way it is. Be nice and kind to people. I'm not saying join in wrong now. We know better than that. If you see people doing wrong, you supposed to be the bigger person and say, now, girl, man, or whatever, in a nice way. So now you know that wasn't right what you did. You go to that person and speak to that person in a nice way. That person might smile it off and say, yeah, you know what? You was right. But you're going to go and be talking so big and bad. Like I said earlier, you're fixing to get told off. The soft answer is what's going to get you there. So, just being kind and doing the best we can. And to see it on. They'll see it. And then people see sometime if we pretend and they see all that, everybody not blind to everything. So you just some people, God, he see it all. He already know how we gonna act. He know everything about us. So we can't fool him. Yeah, we supposed to encourage and uplift. If I'm doing something and maybe this person might be doing something a little different from me, I shouldn't just go to that person try to make this person feel bad because, well, see, I did mine like this. You did yours like that. No, let's encourage one another. Why? Because that person is different. Even me, I do things different. I think I'm like the odd one out of my sisters. I think I even iron different than they do. And then people that's different. My sister, the youngest one, she's gonna joke more than me. And I'm the serious one. But just because we are different, that don't give me the right to try to make her feel like she's wrong because she do things different than what I do. We have to just know how to treat one another. And then that's how you show people you're a Christian, how you live. I mean, not just talking it now, because you know, some people just know to use the right words. That don't mean anything because people say some folks just talented. I mean, just talented even in their talking, even in like some people just better speakers than others. They just know the words to use. Don't worry about what people say. Just look at what they do, and then you gonna know. Say, yeah, I that person is a Christian. Because see, people can talk love all day. And when we get through talking love, somebody might just could need a cup of flour. And the person might say, well, I just didn't give it to him. Why didn't you give it to him? You done talked all this good talk, and then you mean tell me you can't give a person a cup of flour? No. See, some things are just, and then people look at, because some things are just lip service. See, a lot of time people can say things, it's just lip service, and then other people know it too. Sometimes people get up and talk, and certain folks might start to rambling in their purse. Why? Might feel like, oh no, I know such a one out up talking all this good talk, and wouldn't just won't, just the love is not there. It's not there. I don't care how we get up and talk. People know, they see love on you. We can quote scripture, but when we don't love our fellow man and don't want to see one another prosper, people not studying about what we saying. And that's why I'm just gonna use a word, they don't have us up. Because a lot of times we should rejoice for one another. Just say, for instance, if your neighbor gets another car, moving to a new home or whatever, or just look like he or she is, that look like they're really prospering, why should I come in here and go and tell that person, oh, that's so nice, and get in here and close the door so hard about to break it off the hinges, and then you're mad? You done said one thing, but you know you don't mean it. You see what I'm saying? People look at everything. If you say you're a Christian, people gonna watch you close. And when you do things like that and people get something nice, and sometimes our heart, sometimes we can be too mean to say that's nice. Now you know that's not right. That's not right. So we gonna have to keep doing what we doing, just like you, Rochelle, you doing your praying videos. Keep praying, because that encourages people. Trisha, you keep doing what you're doing in your live stream. That encourages people. And that's just the way it is. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. I don't care what others say. When you please God, you're really not going to have to worry about others. Because when you live to please God, sometimes people that wouldn't maybe support you, eventually they will do it. You're not going to never go wrong saying, well, I do this for the Lord. Because see, when you pleasing him, I'm just going to use the word, you already in the house. That don't mean everybody going to like you. Because some people don't want what's right. But you just keep doing what you're doing. That's all you got to do. As long as it pleasing the Lord, you just can't, because you know that's the way it works. That's the way it works. So you don't change just because. Sometimes people want everybody to like them. Everybody not going to like me. I know that. But I'm still going to keep singing gospel songs. I'm still going to keep singing, whether everybody like me or not. See, you just don't stop doing that, because, people might say, well, you might have to start doing this. No, you don't, when you're doing the right thing. Okay, so you've been tested on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to be tested. We're going to be tested and tried. Because people want to see, they want to know, are you who you say you are? You got to keep going. You got to keep going. Because first thing, if you stop, then somebody might say, I told you such a one wasn't real in what she's doing. You got to keep going, even though sometimes it might look like you out there almost by yourself. But God gonna take care of you. He's gonna take care of you. So you got to do your calling. Now you got a talent. Use your talent. Sometimes I talked about stay in your own lane in the other life. A lot of times things might not work because sometimes we get in the other lane. We get out of we not in our lane. I just believe myself, anything God got for you to do is gonna work. I didn't say the times, I didn't say it wasn't gonna get hard sometimes. But when you doing what you supposed to be doing, some kind of way, the Lord just gonna take care of you and it's gonna work for you. You know, a lot of times we do things, sometimes we might do, people do things what they see other people do. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. All of y'all know, whoever's in this live know what they supposed to be doing. We don't let people put us where we know we don't belong. Because when you start letting people lead you, you're gonna automatically fail. And that's what's gonna happen. So that's why people don't have any reason to say, well, I wish I could do what such a one of them do. If it's not for you to do it, don't try to do it. You don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about what others do. You know, followers, you just do what the Lord bless you to be able to do. See, anything the Lord has blessed you to do, that's talents. It's not, a talent is not hard for you at all. If you know you're supposed to get up and speak in the front of this crowd, and you get there and you can't get 2 words right, now it's time to go back and bag off. Maybe you got to have some more practice or something. Now we just gonna have to, I just try to stay in my lane. And you'll see when we do what the Lord tell us to do, you'll see how things will work out. So being in our lane and staying in our lane is the best thing you can do. Be, like I said, be yourself. A lot of time it's good because people is some good people are good examples. But be yourself, because one thing about it, what worked for some doesn't work for others. See, if the Lord told you to do something, you do it. That don't mean he told me to do what you doing. And that's where I said, stay in your lane. We supposed to stay in our lane. I supposed to, you doing good things, we supposed to support one another. Not try to get so where one get to think and say, well, okay, she get more attention than me. Then next you sitting up, you upset about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, know him for yourself and stand on his word, his promise. Well, that's all we got to go by, his word. That's why we are supposed to read for ourselves. We're supposed to read, and all you're getting, get understanding. Because, you know, sometimes we can read and the understanding still, if it's not right, still we can misinterpret some things too. So when we read, you know, that's just like people might say, well, you read such a thing today. Okay, when you get through reading, 5 minutes later, somebody might ask you, say, what did you read? You know why? Because we might have read too much for that particular time, and we just really didn't get the right understanding. When you read, make sure you're getting the right understanding, because when we go and we read and we start telling people things, and it's somebody actually listening, they really taking you for your word. You know, some people can get stuff and reading, and when they get through reading, then this person comes sit down over there and they read it. Everybody coming up with a different meaning. Now, we got to have something right so you can be able to tell others, you know. So we got to have, in all your getting, we got to get understanding. And that's how a lot of time things go wrong. People go and take things, they run with it, but then they run and they had the wrong understanding the whole time. So it's just very important that we just take our time and let the Lord lead us, and we not lead ourselves, and we gonna be all right. And now when we not gonna be all right, when we take matters into our own hand, now that's when we freaking mess up then. So that's what it's about. You keep doing your what the Lord tell you to do. That's all you got to do. I didn't say what people say do. Because sometimes people can mean you well, but deep in your heart, you know that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You know that. You know, people can say, well, it could be a good friend say, well, now to me, you should do this. But when you read and get that understanding, I say understanding, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You know that. But sometimes we get off track. Well, ladies, I've enjoyed chatting with y'all. But I better get off here. I hadn't taken anything out for dinner. And I think if Sharon is not going to cook, I better see what, hopefully she'll cook today. Though. Well, yeah, we need that. When he moves South out of that of the way, we can get something done then. We can get something done. Because when you try to do everything by yourself, don't acknowledge the Lord, you already finna go down the wrong path. You don't got to worry about it. You finna go down the wrong path. When you don't talk to the Lord, it's just like this. When we ask him, we really need to ask the Lord to send the right people to us and send us to the right people. We don't know because sometimes you can think, well, everything looked all right to me, but sometimes everything can look all right, don't be all right. So we just gotta pray. But and all you're getting, we just got to get understanding. Because see, if I give somebody advice, I really need to know what I'm talking about first. A lot of times we can listen to people and might say, well, I think we need to know something before we can give some advice because people depending on that. And especially if they have confidence in you. Now, if they don't have confidence in you, that's okay. Because some people just say, I didn't believe him when she first said, I just was listening. I didn't want to be rude. But it's very important that we get the right understanding. Because I know if somebody give me advice, I want the right advice. I don't want joke advice. I want it to be real. So it's just a lot everybody have to do. And that's just up to us whether we do it or not. People can't make you do it. It's got to be something you already want to do. But now I say this too. When God got something for you to do, eventually you're going to do it. You might say, oh, I don't, I wasn't ready to do that. When he got something for you to do, you're going to do it. Sometimes it take a little longer than others, but it's going to happen. So y'all ladies, y'all doing great things. When you encourage people, because people don't want me. I don't want to go in a live and it's nothing but drama and stuff like that. People always carrying one another down. I don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear that. I mean, I want to go to where these people are talking and everybody gonna have a day where they might talk a little more than others. But I need that when I get into that live, I see where people just you encouraging people, you know. So you can't go wrong doing right. And y'all, you both, ladies, you're doing great things. And I wouldn't tell anybody to stop doing what they're doing, is right. I think to me, why would you stop doing what you know is right? That's kind of like, to me, you kind of like not standing for too much if you let people persuade you to do something different and you're doing right. Because everybody doesn't like good. Everybody don't want to see good, but you want it. See, that's the thing. You have to stand firm on what you know is right. If I know people don't like right and I feel like they like confusion, well, I know I don't want that. It doesn't make me any different how they make it sound. Well, girl, it was just this. No, I don't want that. I don't want to try to make others feel bad. Um, and then you just want to be around people that when you enter the live or you enter this, you want to hear positivity. You don't want that, you know. And then if you want to be in confusion all the time, I mean that's just not me. I just can't go with you when it's like that. I might be look like I'm standing out by myself, but if I can't encourage a person, If I can't encourage you, I'm not going to try to make you feel bad. You know why? Number one, you going to get what you give out. When you get through, if you plant good seeds, you're going to get a good harvest back now. Where the people might say, oh, I've been doing so nice. Just don't give up. Sometimes it's not going to come from the person you think that we're going to be nice to you. You keep planting good seeds, you got to get a good harvest back. That's the way it is. Because it just can't work no other way. If you love people, somebody's loving you. You know, either way it go, it might not be. Some people might say, I wish they act like they like me more, but they not the ones as other people. What you give out, you get that back. So as long as you do right, you know. So keep doing your encouraging videos, your prayers, your live stream, and you just got to keep doing it. The Lord gonna bless you. Well, we sometimes I think we'll fall short when we let others discourage us. Everybody doesn't like happiness, but if you happy, you got to keep going. No, I can't do the drumming, and because see, that's just not right to me. Like I said, if you see somebody and that person is where you can talk to that person and you can tell that person, girl, I just really thought that was wrong what you were saying. In the long run, that person might have a little smirk on his or her face, but in the long run, that person appreciate you for telling them what's right. It might not be this year, because some people don't want to be corrected, but as a whole, people love it when you know how to treat them. Tearing them down and all that kind of stuff, getting on the phone, carrying people down and all that kind of stuff, making a big joke about it. Oh no, that's not the way. You don't draw people like that. So right is gonna win. Just do right and right gonna follow. Cause we get back what we give out. You know good and well if you plant corn, a watermelon don't supposed to come up where you plant the corn at now. Now, something that's not right there, unless there's some seeds there and you don't know anything about them. It got to be. It got to be what you put down. You plant seeds, you're gonna plant watermelon seeds. You supposed to get watermelon back. You know. Yeah, well now I know you're an encourager. I know that. But you just gotta just keep going. Keep going, because everybody, sometimes people might think, well, she gonna be talking about the Lord. Well, I don't want to I'm not fitting to get a devil any credit. You know, no, we know the devil doesn't want anything good. So we just got to be that light. That's all there is to it. We just got to keep going, and that's the way I do. And I want to be an encourager. Sometimes people listen to songs, you sing encouraging songs, and people that sometimes that put a thought on that person's mind. You never know how people are feeling. Just because folks smile, um, it doesn't mean things be going their way. Sometimes I'm like that. Just because I smile, that don't mean sometimes things are going my way. But you got to keep going. A lot of times you just kind words. It does a lot. It does a lot. So when you do good, good gonna follow. That don't mean all the time the crowd is gonna be with you. The right way is a narrow way. So you just trust God because He's gonna take care of you. But ladies, I've enjoyed you all in this live stream. But let me get off here and see what my folk is doing in here. So far, I don't think they're joking yet, but let me get in here and hear what's going on with them. And I really enjoyed you all being in the live stream. And let me get off here and y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.